Rodney probably doesn't even remember the first day that he met me. Like I said, Rodney later on would say dreams of grandeur, this and that. Rodney probably doesn't remember the first time he met me. The first time he met me, he actually was at Mountain Drive. It's something that didn't happen now. But basically, the first time he met me, I was 40 years old. I was sitting at my desk in Mountain Drive, and he came in, a young, strapping young man, about 20 years old. And basically, I had a job for him. I had some things I wanted done. He was first sergeant, first private, whatever. I think he was enlisted, actually. I'm pretty sure, whatever. Anyway, though, he's a young man, and I was going to have him go do some stuff for me, basically. It's something that probably didn't happen now. But basically, he met me at Mountain Drive for the first time. When he came into the downstairs family room, basically, or living room, whatever, the one room. And he met me, and we talked for a little bit, and then he walked out. Anyway, it's something that didn't happen now, and will never have happened, basically. It's a time-space thing. Like I said, at some point in time, Rodney fancied himself a doctor or psychologist, that he could fix anyone or anything. Anyway, for some reason, using positive negative reinforcement, that he could get people to do things or something. Basically, he talked to some psychologist. He was a real idiot. In 40 years or 80 years or however long he actually existed for, he got himself into a lot of trouble. Became addicted to cocaine and all kinds of other stuff. Did a lot of stuff. Like I said, you can drive across the border or you can just fly drugs in. Nobody's going to stop you. You kick him out the door. Everyone who's anyone would tell you. It's usually the people that you're buying it from or the people you're selling it to that eventually rat you out, or something like that. But as far as getting drugs into the country, it's easy as pie. A lot of people would say. If someone does stop you, it's probably another drug dealer that doesn't like you selling on his turf, basically. And pretty much it's just like that. The cops don't give a crap. The FBI don't give a crap. If you're really that bad, they might give a crap, but usually not. You can run a lot of drugs. You can become a fairly wealthy man just by getting a pilot's license and flying to another country and then getting those drugs and flying back. And nobody will stop you. Nobody will do anything about it. Sometimes they watch the airports. So anyway, when you come into an airport and sometimes you can literally just fly it right into the airport and land at the airport and then offload it into the back seat of your car and then drive off. Like no one's going to stop you most of the time. There is that possibility that somebody will stop you, but probably not. You just go to one of these countries. There's like 5 or 6 countries around the world that make their living or make their life from basically selling drugs, producing drugs. A lot of them won't sell at the front door anymore because it's just too chaotic. Too many people walking in saying, "Where's the drugs?" Usually you have to go across the street to the coffee shop or down the street to the coffee shop and talk to someone over there. And then they handle it. And then they go, and then, because there's just too many problems. They'll be like, "No, I'm sorry, offices are closed." Because it's just, people are always robbing them or trying to rob them or doing this or doing that. And it's just like too much of a headache where they actually just use an outside party to deal with the headache. Pretty much of basically the people don't have the money, or the people don't, or the people just want to rob them, or the people, or something stupid usually. There've been 5 or 6 or 8 times where people have gotten killed or dead, and where it's just too much of a headache most of the time, because people are just stupid or crooked or whatever. I mean, the chemicals alone cost a lot of money. Like the chemicals to make methamphetamine cost a fair amount. The chemicals to make LSD and stuff like that and ecstasy, they cost money, real money. Because it's a chemical and it's a pretty involved process to get them, basically, and then handling them and all that other stuff. And then sure, you got pure 100% good drugs, but I mean, like it's expensive. There are real costs in it. Not that much, really, though, considering how much you get and how pure it is. And then and then some idiot tries to cut it with something stupid. So it's all a big process, and you can just fly across, fly back. You used to be able to just get a plane ticket and go to these countries and basically bring back as much as you wanted. Through the 70s and the 80s and stuff like that. All this stuff about people swallowing condoms and all this stuff, it's because they're stupid or, I don't know, or something. It's like, you just get a pilot's license, go get a private plane, kick it out the door, have it hit the ground and stuff. Sometimes people watch the aircrafts, and they'll pick up the packages or whatever, and then you're out like 50 grand or $500. But basically it happens all over the world. It's a big stupid scam that nobody wants you to know about. And it's just stupid. Everybody pretends like people are always trying to smuggle it across the borders. Those are just the idiots. or the lazy people, or the people that normally get by 90% of the time until the guard finally says, you know what, we're going to call this guy in. Probably because you didn't pay him his little bribe money, or something, or they just get tired of seeing you because they didn't know what you're doing. I don't really know, I mean, that's politics and basically what's going on, at the border, and it's between the border guards and who pays them, and basically the taxpayers, and basically it's all this big thing of between the drug dealers, the taxpayers, and the people that are bribing them. And that's their deal. I don't have anything to do with it. Sure, I know it. I know what was going on. And I didn't really care. It's like you don't really worry about the small stuff. And yes, I did know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Nobody cared. Nobody cares about that stupid stuff. Sure, so what? So they get an extra nice house or an extra nice car. Whatever. They gotta watch out for the one or two wacko people that are like, "Come get some." That happens. Or the crazy psychopath that's like, "I am emperor today." It's like, oh God, him and 3,000 people want to become emperor. Man, I do not need this. and that's basically how things are. Because and he thinks he can run the country, or he just does. I don't know. Anyway, and then they do whatever, they kill whoever, and basically it's a bunch of stupid people. Like as if real life was a game. And that's all that's been happening. A black person, a white person, some teenager, some kid that can program, a bunch of other people that want to do the right thing, that actually maybe do want to make the world a better place. Or maybe they just want to get drugs. Or maybe they just want to be a name. Or maybe they just want to do something for the creator, or be a part of civilization for once. And a million different reasons why. I was a part of building everything. So that's why, and I paid a lot of money and fed a lot of people really well, and I was different. A lot of people wondering how I did it. It's like, well, I'm Lucifer Star, epic creator of 100 trillion years old. All I had to do was say, hey, I'm Lucifer Star. And if they really wanted, I could always just look them in the eye and basically pretty much devour them mentally and physically. Because it's like, at one point in time, I knew every thought you had in your head, and I knew you inside out and backwards. I even knew everything about your life. I knew all those things, like how you cried at the puppy, or this or that, or something ridiculous like this. I knew your whole lives. And I loved you. I loved you from the inside out, and you never knew it. You'd feel that feeling inside of you. And that feeling inside of you was actually me. And you didn't know it. And that warm, fuzzy feeling inside of you, that was me actually loving you from the inside. That was me. I was inside of you. All of you. It was a long time ago. And at bits and times and pieces throughout your life, you might feel it. But probably not. It doesn't really matter. It's over with now. But basically, I was connected to you. Your thoughts, your desires. I guided you and helped you. Anyway, people didn't want anybody to know about who I had been or what I had been. It's like, well, I was, but not so much anymore. Now I'm just Brian. I'm retired. And technically, maybe I still do exist out there as a different form. It doesn't really matter. That's why they called me God. Everybody else is like, I don't believe this stuff. It's like, because they're stupid. They don't understand. Well, they want to superimpose their own stupid reality on top. Like, I don't care anymore. Just explain what I was. So, when you wonder what that feeling was, you'll know. A little bit about everything. It's a bunch of computer programmers with a bunch of lists out there, a bunch of scripts that they've compiled or made. And they're just being stupid. They're saying that, just ignore them. The people saying, don't get near me, the people, blah, blah, blah. They know. They knew. They found the facts. And it's like, well, they're just being stupid trying to keep on with the perception rail. I knew about them. And I don't even care anymore. It's like, whatever, I wish I was dead. And no one will probably ever see these things because they don't even want people to know, or they'll splice them up into saying something, having me say something stupid. It's what they do. They do it with everyone.